What's up, everyone? My name is Albert Lelesi. Uh, this is lesson number 13, of our tutorial series, where we are creating a CRM, customer manager, my customer management system. You might call it like that. So this one is going to be a long one, guys. I really don't want to lie. It took me quite a while to prepare, to do everything for you guys. So in this video, we're gonna create login form, register form. We're gonna authenticate our users and also log them out and do a little bit of restrictions, right? So I have prepared some templates here. So these one, they are already styled, but then we're gonna use this one just to understand what's happening in the back end, right? For login and also for register. I have the styled one, right? I mean, you can use Bootstrap, and then you can choose which template you want to use, but I'm gonna show you how to implement the variables from the views. So also, as you can see here, we're gonna use this one for explanation first, and then we're gonna use the styled one after we are done creating our views. So let's get to it. So the first thing we are going to do, I've already run the server, so this is our page. So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna create a view, right? We're gonna create a login view. We're gonna also create the register. So let's go here. So we're gonna create a view here, and then we're gonna say def. Let's call it login page. And then this view is gonna take in a request. So as you know, also have context. Yeah, let me just copy this one here. So I'm gonna copy this, and then I'm gonna paste here. So remember, initially we're gonna use the login one template, just for you to understand how this thing works in the back end, right? Let me call it the register page. Also a register page, it's basically the same thing. I should have just copied the previous one. So we're gonna copy this one, so we're gonna just copy this. Why it's not copying? Why copy? And then let me just scroll down a bit, paste that one. And then in the future, we also gonna need the logout page. Let me just call it logout. I'm just lazy to type all of that. Even just the bit of a sentence, I get lazy. Bad habits. But then you gotta deal with bad habits sometimes, because they might work against you. So here I'm gonna call this one a register one, and then we're gonna have login one, and then here, now this one doesn't need a template, right? Let me just comment this one out. So how do we comment? I'm gonna just do this, yeah, and then I can just cut this whole thing here, cut, and then I just paste it in between, paste, right? We're gonna use this one later, guys, so don't panic. And then here we're gonna create, since we're gonna create the URLs, you know, to be able to check our progress as we create these pages, right? So I'm gonna paste it here. Another one. So this one is going to be login. This one is going to be your register. I'm going to delete this one. What did I do? I deleted the comment. Also here I'm going to delete this one. And then here we're gonna import. I put a star here, so everything in the view, just gotta type login page, and then here I'm gonna register page. Is it the register page? Oh, I thought it's a register. So we're gonna name them. This one is gonna be login. This one is gonna be register paste, right? So let me just go to those templates. I'm gonna use this one and this one. No, not this one. This one is the styled one. This one, right? Let me just write, maybe I'll say H6. Then I'm gonna say register, and then I'll also, let me just copy this. I mean, it doesn't matter even if you don't have the text, right? That one is not important in this case. We're gonna just wanna see right now what's happening. Let me check. So the URLs are set up. So what we can do, we can come here and let's check if login. Okay, login is there. We're gonna use this template, register. Also register is there. So now, actually I should have made it, you know, a bit, it's too small. I made it too small. Let me just do that. Refresh. Yeah, that's better. So let's start with the register, right? So how do we create a register form? So I'm gonna show you the first before we customize it. We can use we're gonna use what we call, so we're gonna go to Django dot contrib. You know, when we are dealing with authentication and, you know, users, registration, login, we're gonna use this contrib and auth, you know, authenticate, right? You know, it sounds like, yeah, it sounds like user authentication, you know. So they're gonna use this a lot in this tutorial. So user, and then we're gonna come here from forms. We're gonna say the user creation form. So we're gonna, this is a class, right? So we're gonna use this class to register our user. This is more like you remember with create. Remember when we did the create, update, delete, is the same way, similar way. So we're gonna say user creation form, and then we go down, if form, no, actually this form is a post, we're gonna use the post method, right? If method dot, or if request dot method is equals to, is aligned with post, what should we do? We're gonna put in that data the user requested. So if the user is gonna request something, right, paste, we're gonna put whatever the request the user has made inside this form, request dot post, right? And then we're gonna check if the form is valid, dot is valid, and then we're gonna save that form if it's valid, right? Form dot save, and then we have to put this copy. I'm gonna put it here, and then I'm gonna put this one here, right? So this one is for us to render it out onto our template, right? So let's check if this thing worked. Let's create that form. This is how you create a form. You have to mention the method, right? In this case, the method is post, right? And then you have to put in the CSRF token, CSRF token, because if you don't put this, Django won't you won't be able to submit, you know, what you filled inside the form. Django won't allow you to do that, right? And then within these checks, we're gonna put the form, right? So let's go and check if this thing worked. Let me refresh. So this is what we get, right? Sorry about that. So this is what we get. So if you wanna sp.sp, let me see what's gonna happen. So if you say .sp, is gonna show you in a more detailed way, right? Unlike the previous one. So it worked. But then in the case where we want to add an additional field, which is email, as you can see here, we don't have email, we only have username, password 1, password 2, right? So if you want to customize this in such a way that you add the email field, what you will have to do to customize, you just take this one here from here, right? You can cut it, and then you go to forms. Remember, we created like along the tutorial series, we created this file. So we're gonna put this here, and then we're gonna say class, and then you're gonna say user form. We're gonna inherit user form. We're gonna inherit from this class, copy. So you're gonna paste here, paste. It's similar to the one on top. Then you're gonna say class meta, but then there is a problem. We have to also import the model. Check. We have to also import the model. So I'll just copy this and in this case the model is not from our models.py like the previous ones, right? Because the user model is built in within Django, right? So dot models import user. So here when we mention the model, we're gonna mention, you see here it's order, right? This is we were creating a form for this model, for this class, right? So in this case we're gonna use user model, which Django provides for us, and then we have fields, and then we're gonna, sorry about that, and then we're gonna put in a list of fields, right? So these fields, the first one is username, the second one is username is email, and then we have password 1, now we also have password 2, right? So we are not done. Remember, we removed this from views, and then we created this, right? So we'll have to import this class, and then we're gonna use it. So we're gonna say from .forms here, we're gonna import the user form, and then we're gonna go down to register. Right there we're gonna just, oh sorry, I thought I copied it already, but I didn't. So I'm just gonna copy this, then scroll down. So I'm gonna paste it here, paste, right? Just gonna replace, it's the same thing, you just gotta replace this, right? And then let's go refresh and check. Then as you can see, now we have this field, email address. So that was the reason, that's how you customize your form, right? So so now I'm gonna show you, like you can say form dot, you can access them individually. If I do this, we only get this, right? Username, and then if I say we can also do like this, copy. Let me just paste username. Let me say dot label. Hopefully it's gonna show me. Yes, you see. And then for all of them, you actually can do this. I'm gonna paste this here, paste this here, paste it here, and then username, it's already sorted. And then I'm gonna say email, and then I'm just gonna copy. I'm gonna paste this one here, and then I'm gonna say password 1, copy, paste, and then we move to the next one, which is going to be, no, what am I doing? So let me copy this. You know, I'm not used to this mouse, the clicking one, you know, that's why I'm kinda like having problems when I'm trying to copy and paste. And I'm used to the one provided on the laptop, right? So these are the fields, right? You can access them individually, or you can, other people, they use loops, right? But then this is the best way. I mean, you don't need to use a loop here. It's not like you are trying to show data in a list form, right? Like in a table. So this is how you put it, right? And then let's actually see if it's gonna, let me just log in. I'm gonna say 127. Let me check something. I just wanna check something. I have these. This is my password anyway. But then, actually, I'm gonna paste it here. Let me check the name. Then I'm gonna say CRM. You need to make sure that you save your password somewhere, because I'm doing a lot of projects, so I tend to forget passwords, because I'm always busy with Django, right? So we are here actually. So let's try to, one thing that I need to put here is the button, right? I'm gonna put the button there, submit button. Then I'm gonna say type of button is the submit button. And then just put it there, submit. It's very important to know how to deal with forms, because they are really interesting. I mean, if you make it up until here, up until knowing how forms work, you are almost there. So let's say this guy is Carlo, email address, I can see it's Riley, password. By the way, these are not like real accounts, these are the other accounts that I use when I create my projects, some of the Django projects, right? So what happened? Let me check. Let me go. Let me refresh and see. Yes, as you can see, here is Carlo. So the form actually works, right? So another thing, let's go to the login, right? Let's go and do the login before we do the styling, right? We are coming to the styling of our page, but then I wanna deal with login. But then I'm thinking, no, let's start with the styling. So this one is not styled, right? So what I did, I'll leave the link below, for you to also like copy the code. I just copied the code, source code, somewhere else. You can do that. It's not a bad thing to do. The most important thing to learn about web applications, for me, I feel like the backend, right? And then the other stuff, there are a lot of people who are very talented out. So for us to render out the styled the styled template, which is register. So we're gonna replace that one here. And remember, let me just refresh. You remember we have this one, but then if I remove that, because they have the same name, I mean, you see, template register, just change that and the view is gonna show us this, right? But then we have to fix this because things are not in order here. What you're gonna do, you're gonna go to I'm gonna go to that template and go down to the JavaScript, right? So the indexing is supposed to start from 0, not from 1. So it's gonna be 0, 1, 2, up to 3, then 3, right? Then refresh. Now as you can see, everything is in order right now. We have the email, we have the username, everything is good, right? So what you're gonna do now, we're gonna replace these inputs, right? But the first thing we need to do, since this is a form, you know that you gotta put in there what we call the CSRF token within these tags. Remember, your tags need to have the percentage sign, right? Or a percentage, I don't know, whatever that you think it is. So we have the CSRF token. So what I was trying to say is that we're gonna replace this with what? We're gonna replace that with let's go to register 1. You remember, these are actual inputs, you remember these. So I'm just gonna copy this and then I'm gonna paste it here. And then let's go to register again, email, we do the same, just copy and then you paste here. Paste there, and then we go for password 1, do the same thing, you know, you just copy I'm gonna copy and then paste here, password 1, and for password 2 we also do the same, copy and then we paste here, paste, right? Let me see if everything is working fine. Yeah, I think it's working. No, it's not, because why is that? Why is it doing that? Because here, no, something is not right, guys. Okay, enter password. Yes, this is correct, but then why is it going upwards? So this is a problem, guys. So I don't know what's the problem. So it's from the password 1. Let me go down there. Now what's the problem? The problem is with my view. Let me go check my view. here, redirect. So after we register, we're supposed to go to login page. The login page, I think here it's supposed to be return. Let me refresh, see. Okay, maybe the problem. Okay, let me just pause and check what's the problem. The problem was here actually. Like, I think the indexing was correct before, but it confuses me because, before I started this tutorial, when I was preparing, it was not working when I was doing it like this. And another thing is that the browser, like now, if I refresh, the browser is already like auto-filling, some information there. But I think this is done by the browser, is not such a big deal. For example, if we create a new user, maybe we might call them Jones, and let's say Zeraili 500, and let's enter the password. As long so let's register. You see, the reason it came here is because you remember I put this after we save this form, redirect to the login page, but then we are still coming to the login page. So let's go to the admin panel and check if the new user is there. Let me check. So we have users and see Jones is there. So yeah, so never mind if it autofills, right? That has to do with the browser. Okay, so yeah, so now let's go fix the login, right? So I have the styled one, and the styled login, also gonna do the same with the login. I'm just gonna put here login, and then let me just come here and access that URL login. So this is our login, right? So this is our login. It's already styled, right? So this one I prepared, right? So let's check actually, but now it's not, I don't think it's gonna work. You know why we got that error is because, let me go, let's go to login. This is login, and then input the CSRF token, and then we also have to do, there are a few imports we need to do for login. CSRF token, right? So I want to do something first. Like after the user has registered, they have to get a message that they have successfully registered, right? So what are we gonna use? We're gonna use something that is called messages. So let's go to the view, and then we're gonna go to from Django dot contrib dot auth import I think it's contrib import messages, right? And then we're gonna come here to the register view, right? And then below here we can say that messages dot, then we're gonna come here info, no, it's success. Actually it's gonna be success, and then we're gonna put request, then we're gonna write the message here, which is gonna mention you have successfully it's written like this, right? You've successfully created an account. So after they have registered, if they are successful, they're gonna get that message. So we're gonna put this we're gonna put it on the login template, right? So we're gonna put it somewhere here. And we're gonna say messages, right? Let me see. Let's create another user. We can call them let's call them Clue, or let's call them Clay, and their email is gonna be Clay. It's gonna be Clay at, you can write any email. This is not in, it is still in development, so it's hosted locally. That's not gonna be a problem. And then we just put in the password, put in a password hashtag. You see, I think it has to write here. Let me just, I think here you have to write it in a form of a loop, right? You're gonna say for I in messages you have to close the loop. So as you can see, like here I should have said for I in messages. This messages is the one that is in here, right? So you gotta put it right below there, in I think we have to put it within the form. I think we have to put it within the form. Let me just cut this, then I put it here. Maybe it's gonna display better, So let's create another user and see what happens. Is this recording? Yes, is. So let's go back to register. You can say clear number 3. Then we're gonna say put the password. Register. Yes, as you can see, there is the message. you have successfully created an account, right? So next thing we're gonna do, guys, right now, let me see if this is gonna log in. I don't think this is gonna log in because we haven't done anything in the login view, so there are certain things that we need to do. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna say if request dot method is equals to post, and then we're gonna say like this password. We're gonna create a variable, spelling error right there. And we're gonna say request dot post dot get, then we're gonna write there password. So here we are communicating with the server, right? Since the user is going to make a request, in that request we're going to take what the user has filled in that password form, right? We have password, and we also fill the username, right? Let me just copy these. I'm gonna copy these, paste here, and then here we're gonna put username, right? And then we're gonna give user the variable, we're gonna say user. Actually, before we proceed with that, we need to do some imports. So I'm gonna come here and then say from from Django dot contrib dot auth import authenticate. Let me just also import these ones. And then we are here, right? So we're gonna authenticate, right? So authenticate will take in a request first, and then we're gonna put in these attributes. We're gonna put it there, then it goes with the variable password, and also the username is the same thing, also goes with that variable username, right? And then now we go to the if statement. So if user is not none, and then what we're gonna do, we're gonna log in the user. So it's login request comma user, and then we're gonna say return redirect. So after they logged in, where we want them on the home page, right? So the name of that URL is home, so you put the name of the URL here, and then otherwise else you're gonna put in the messages.info, and then you're gonna put in the request. You remember that variable we put in the login page is gonna do that here. We're gonna get that here, right? So that's the cool thing about Django, this is really cool. So messages.info, then we're gonna say wrong password or username, or we can say you entered wrong password or username. Right, so let me just log in. You see, it's giving us that message. Right, so yeah, that's how you do the login. Another thing we will have to do is the logout now. So the logout is not that. Let me just uncomment it. So we're gonna do that. Then we have to delete this. Right, this one actually doesn't require any template, it only requires the URL, right? So return redirect, only gonna execute the redirect to the login URL. So let's go to URLs. As you can see, once they log out, they go to the login URL. So on this one, we'll have to come here, home, then we'll have to put this link somewhere here. Let me go to the dashboard. Actually, it's not there, it's menu. It's main here, main HTML, and then we have our navigation there. Let's say span. Okay, so we'll have to so we have these links, so we'll have to style it, right? So guys, I had to like put this button here for logout. So in order for me to do that, I went to, you remember, if you were like following on the tutorial series, we had our navigation bar in main.html, right? So I went there and then I put this style, right? And so like flow, make sure that in order for the location of this logout to be here, you need to put this CSS code, and then I just put this code here, right? So yeah, so we want, when we like click here, when we click on logout, it has to redirect us to the login page, right? So in order for us to put a link there, we have to put the A tags, right? And then we put this logout, or I mean the A tag is already there, I mean, so you can just put the link here, href, and then when the user clicks there, they're gonna go to, we're gonna say URL, and then we're gonna say home. So this is the name of the URL that we want them, you know, to go to. why is it not working? Oh, so I'm having a problem here. It seems to not work. No, not home, login. I'm the one who made a mistake there. So if I click here, yes, now it works. Let me just close these because they're not necessary, they're not useful. So as you can see, the user can log out, right? But then we know that we have to protect our pages, right? So how do we do that? We're gonna use something. Oh man, I didn't redirect, return. Okay, so I'm gonna come here and see log out. Request. I wonder if this is gonna work actually, because yeah, I'm supposed to put it here. I think it worked. I think it's important for us to like put this, in order to let Django know that the user they actually logged out, right? And then so we have what we call decorators. So I'm gonna say from Django. I think they are here and they here. Let me see. Okay, actually it's from Django dot contrib dot auth dot okay dot login required. All right, so so how is this gonna work? Like if like we don't want, like for example, when I'm here I can easily go here, right? Like I can manually write the URL of which I want to go to, right? So if it's like this, it's not protected. I can get into the view without logging in, without being authenticated, right? So for safety purposes, you will have to put that tag up there, like on top there. I'm gonna say add login required, and then you're gonna state the login URL equals. So that means if they attempt to like go there, let me see. No, the problem, we didn't log out. If we log out and then the user may try to go there, it seems like it didn't work. Why? I think this logout is not working properly. It is really not working, because what I'm trying to do here is that the user, they can't like get to this page without logging in, right? Let me see. Okay, so I want to check what seems to be a problem. I think we have to change this. Let me just change this to login page or logout page, and let me just go here and say, so actually I made a mistake. I really made a mistake, because we were supposed to create a path for logout here, even though it doesn't have a template. We have to create a URL. Then what is the name of the URL? It's login page. Then the name, we're gonna call it, no, the name of the view. Now this is what I'm writing now is gonna be, sorry, it's logout page. And then here is gonna be logout. Let me just, so this is the name of the URL, and then we go to main, and then this is supposed to go to logout, and then logout, that view, that is when it's gonna execute. Gotta think logical. That is when it's gonna execute this, right? So right now we still log in no matter what, but I think now we logged out. Now if I try to, no, let me check, why is it doing that? So it's log out. What's the problem now? I think I made a mistake on the URLs. We have logout. Yes, now it's working. Whew. So it's working now, it's logging out now. So if let me log in again, CRM project, then I'm gonna say 78. So now it's logged in. Let me log out, and then let me try to go there. You see, now I can't, since that page is protected, you cannot go there, right? So that's how you protect pages. If you can also do for customer, like I can come here. If I come here and see customer, is it customers? Yeah, okay. If I come here and then I say customer, okay, let me just say customer one, right? You see, I'm able to get there. This is not good, so if I don't want something like that to happen, even if, okay, remember, I'm still, I logged out, but I'm able to enter the website, through typing the URL. You see, this is not good. So let me just, if you also want to protect that page, you're gonna just copy this, copy, Then you come here to customer, paste here, and then when we, since they are not you see, you can't, now it's not like possible to get to that data. So this is what we call decorators, and as we proceed with the series, you will see that there is a lot about about decorators. There is a lot you can do, permissions, so yeah, this is the end of the tutorial. I'll see you in the next one. Make sure that you support me, support my channel, so that at least I might feel motivated, so that I can provide you more content, so that we can create better projects together. Yeah, see you on the next one.